Okay, thank you very much. This is a very important question that addresses issues concerning the youth. And the youth are always considered to be the future generation, the leaders of tomorrow. Uh, Looking at youth generally, they are a result of two environments. There is the internal environment, and this is where they are brought up, and there is the external environment. This is where they socialize with others along the way. But the upbringing at home matters a lot, and it contributes to the formation of that person's personality, the youth's personality. So you have a very good family background, definitely, that will have a greater impact on the person of that youth. And where the background, the environment is not very good, it will also reflect on the boy or the girl at the end of the day. This is from the internal environment. And we're always told that it does not actually begin from there. So when, for example, you have a child born, and along the way, he ends up picking from here, picking from the habits of the mother, the father, and the siblings probably, and becomes that person. Interestingly, we are told that it actually begins way beyond, way before that. And where does it begin from? It begins from a spouse selecting, choosing a partner. That is where it begins from. So, what is your choice for a partner in life? The moment you make a very good choice, you would have succeeded. And the moment you go for a wrong choice, that is going to follow you until you die. So, as a youth, as a growing person, as one who has a vision for themselves, think about it. Who is going to be your life partner? That life partner has a lot to do with the children that you're going to be having at the end of the day. And it is that partnership between a man and a woman who share a lot. You don't just simply go and identify one or two, three issues and say, okay, I go for this one. But you share a lot. By the time you decide that this is going to be my life partner, I'm very selective in my words. Life partner. It is not a test where you're just going to be having experiment and say, okay, it has not worked, you're going for another, but you're going for a life partner. You're making a lifelong decision identifying the right partner. Now, this right partner, you may have seen a lot of qualities in them. You may have seen a lot of characteristics that you admire as a person, and you would also wish to have them in your children. So that is where it all begins. And that is now the internal environment. I don't want to go into details, but that is what it is. Now, when this boy or girl is born in a family that is upright, in a family that is focused, in a family that is civilized, and he or she is now produced for the society outside. Whatever training, in most cases, if it's a good training back home, that is going to help this boy or girl to also live a better life outside. If it is a training where principles are respected, where everything is just based on morality, ethics, then that is going to contribute to this person also becoming important in the world outside his very limited home environment. And that is where now the socialization, that's what I call the external environment. In the external environment, from time to time, it begins with your peers, the peers, your friends, your schoolmates, who may not be that close to you, and the general public that you find along the way. And since most of the time, as a child, our development or the development of children these days happens in a school environment. So that school environment has a lot to do with the personality of a youth. My kids go to one of the schools around here, and at times, whenever we have parents' meetings, some parents complain of the behaviors of some children coming from a certain family background. Of course, this is now for public consumption. I may not go into details, but giving me that, no, students from this part of the world, from this part of the country, from this part of the village, are very difficult to manage. What does it mean? It now tells you that yours, that student, that boy of yours, who has now gone to interact with such a group of children, the moment his background is not good enough, then he's going to be submerged into the alien culture, the behaviors that he or she is not accustomed to. They are foreign to him. But because he does not have now that strong cultural family background, they end up now becoming like the others. And your kid, your son, your daughter comes back home, a completely different person, changed completely, simply because of the interaction they have had with other people outside their own family environments and adopted a few other unwanted behaviors here and there. And that now becomes poisonous now in the family, especially if you have more than one child. Because if, assuming this is the eldest and he has already now picked from here and there, now he's going to import everything back home and he's going to teach these other young siblings of theirs behaviors that are not part of our family. So external and internal environment play a very important contribution to what eventually makes a person or what eventually does not contribute to what a person is.
So for me, I have a challenge of failure to meet time and also to meet deadlines. Sometimes, which I find very, very difficult every time, like fighting myself. Is there any thing which you also had that one which you recall that it made you like to lose some kind of opportunities?
Time management is
I made something like some negativity on you, which made you like lose opportunities.
not really. Maybe I'll just remember one example. Probably that one, but probably that. I can't remember anything better than that situation. When I was a senior 3 student at Bilal Islamic Institute, when it was still here at Kiseka, we had one of our teachers, very, very strict when it comes to time management. And I know myself, when it comes to time, probably because of my commitment to prayers, and because I know with prayers it has specific times. When it is, it is the morning prayer, Fajr prayer, it is at this time. When it is Dhuhr prayers, at this time. When it is Asr prayers, at that time. So probably that in a way also influenced the time management in me. So I remember this was in 1988. This teacher of mine, he was called Mr. Ahmed Kasachi. He's right now a magistrate. uh, the moment he enters a class, once he goes into a classroom before you are in, that is the end of you. You will not attend this class. And imagine this was not an early morning class. We had a break, right? So I moved out to go and ease myself. When I was coming, I saw him in front of me. I tried to run so that I get into the class before him. I was late. So by the time I reached the door, he closed the door behind me and said, okay, please, you are late today. And go and do something else. I could not explain anything. I wanted to tell him, but he could not allow me